My grandmother, Daisy Manson, was born in 1894. Imagine what life would have been like for a black woman in the early 20th century. Imagine what she would have wanted for her grandchildren to achieve. There's a saying that says, "I am my ancestors' wildest dreams." And I would like to share with you, through mentoring and resiliency and perseverance, how I became just that. I would argue that your grandmother or your strong maternal figure in your life is your first mentor. Like a mentor, your grandmother is your confidant, your advisor, your advocate, and most importantly, your educator. The values given to me by my grandmother were like seeds that were planted, and if nurtured, would allow me to unlock my personal truth and allow me to reach my destiny. I am of the belief that the universe intentionally places mentors in your life based on key values that are needed for you to reach your self-actualization. These values are responses based on past experiences, joy, trauma, and are passed on through generations of your family. Similar to epigenetics, these values become a part of your family DNA. It is up to us to unlock them through the mentors we meet throughout our lifetime. The first value I was reconnected to was unity, and this was through my experience with being a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout. My troop leader stressed the importance of staying together, looking out for one another, and multiple people united as one. This is my family here. We get together at Thanksgiving, my extended family. And unity, or umoja, as we say in Kwanzaa, is by far the fundamental principle my family lives by. This has resonated with me throughout my entire life, and it's one that I stress with my own children. Were you in the Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts or Brownies? And if so, what value did you learn from that experience? Commitment was bestowed upon me by my youth basketball coaches. There is nothing that teaches commitment like sports. You are expected to attend practices, games, and at all times remain focused on teaching and reaching the goals established by the team. This is me here at my rec basketball league. That's me holding the basketball in the middle. I can remember the first time one of my players referred to me as coach. It struck me immediately because I realized that I am not just a coach, but I am a conduit of my grandmother's virtue of commitment. Were you involved in youth sports? If so, what did you learn from your coach? And how did that coach have an impact on you? JROTC and my high school instructor taught me self-discipline. Modeled after military principles, the class and program taught me about delayed gratification and that there are consequences for your actions, sometimes that impact not just you, but others on your team. This is my JROTC instructor here, Colonel Hawkins, a man that had a tremendous impact on my development and growth. Several of my uncles and my brothers served in the military, which is indicative of the importance of military in my family. This jacket that I'm wearing was owned by my brother, and it's a tribute to him when he was in the Army. I chose to creatively add to this jacket to reflect the other ways in which I've chosen to carry on the virtue of discipline in my family. So who was your favorite teacher? And what value did you learn from them? Service and servant leadership is an important value that a senior manager modeled for me at a previous job. It was important for her to reach back and support Black men and help them reach their full potential. Author Rachel Naomi Remen tells us that helping is transactional and one-directional, while service is transformational and reciprocal. Let that sink in for a minute. Service is healing, and the benefits are mutual. In true mentoring-mentee relationships, both parties equally learn from each other. The concept of reciprocity and mentoring is what we teach our AmeriCorps members and service learning students in the Shriver Center. This allows my grandmother's value of service to reach thousands of people throughout Maryland and beyond. This is me here mentoring a young man in Northwest Baltimore. Early in my career, when I first showed this picture to my staff, they laughed at me and said, "Eric, is that young man even paying attention to what you're talking about?" I would like to think so. So what supervisor or coworker left an impression on you, and what value have you learned from them? And here's where my career becomes full circle. My first job out of Hampton University as a mentor for young people in West Baltimore was with the Choice Program out of the Shriver Center at UMBC. I returned to UMBC in 2011. Dr. Rabowski and Lamar Davis taught me about purposefulness. They helped me to understand that the position I reached was not by accident. It was my life's purpose. All of my experiences led me to this moment, which is to lead the Choice Program from the perspective of a Black man who has overcome significant obstacles to lead the program and give back to that program that gave me so much. When in a mentoring relationship, guiding someone towards their life purpose is so important. For once you understand your purpose or calling, you are able to set goals and work towards them with intentionality. So have you supported someone in helping them find their purpose? These values are my guideposts that I refer to daily when leading my organization. This is the way that I am paying my grandmother's values forward through my department, with community partners, young people in my program, all of these things. Without them, I would have fallen victim to low self-esteem, lack of confidence, and the imposter syndrome. It brings me so much joy to give my grandmother, Daisy Manson, eternal life through both being a mentor and being a mentee. These mentors were placed in your life for a reason, to reconnect you to your family values. So my challenge to you is to identify the values from your mentors in the past and use them to mentor others. Be mindful.